It's fun, right?
It's fun.
Okay.
It's pretty fun.
So
welcome.
Yeah, welcome back.
How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Feeling good? I'm feeling good.
Welcome to the Chroncast.
Well, actually, now that you mention it, I have a little bit of a headache, but I think I'll muscle through. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So what are we talking about today, Chris?
Today we've watched Inception.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I watched Inception.
Chris
and
watched
he'd
Inception.
already seen it,
I've
but
already
I
seen
saw
it.
it for the first time last night. So we're gonna talk about that. That's an interesting movie, and we're gonna talk a little bit about dreams.
Yes, dreams.
The things you do in your sleep. There's not many things you do in your sleep, but dreaming is one of them.
Ooh, yeah, well, yeah. That is true.
There's not many things. You're not a very versatile person
Yeah.
when you're asleep.
Well, I mean, so I've had a dream where apparently someone has witnessed me talking and then moving my body, like my hands.
Have you ever slept walk?
I have not. I've
I
never
slept walk a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, and it was really bad. When I was a kid, I had the chicken pox.
Oh.
And when I had the chicken pox, I think it's like a thing that people sleepwalk more when they're sick. And I have an interesting story about that. So I had the chicken pox, and I downstairs I for some reason noticed a sock on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know why I noticed that, but there was a sock on the ground downstairs in the hallway.
Yeah.
And so I was sleeping in a cot upstairs. In my parents' room because I was sick and
you can't
contaminate
sleep
in your
other
own bed.
people. Yeah.
So but I woke up the next morning.
Yeah.
And the sock that was downstairs, so it's down the hallway, down the stairs, down another hallway. That sock was in my bed.
Yeah. Ooh.
So
that's kind of. Yeah, because your parents wouldn't have moved it.
No, I went on a little adventure.
Yeah, that's a.
But yeah, there was a couple times where I just stood up and just was walking around while I was
really
sick.
That fascinates me because I've never seen anyone sleepwalk, but the idea of you moving in your sleep kind of terrifies me a little bit.
Yeah,
because the thought of you just doing something without you what if you eat when you're asleep or something? Because apparently that's a thing too, right?
Yeah, my dad had a roommate that he was trying to watch his weight and get healthier.
Yeah.
But he there was bags of chips under his bed that he ate while he was asleep.
Oh man.
So he was so you would just wake up taking crunching on
oh my
chips
God.
while he was asleep. Yeah.
I know. I don't know. That's kind of weird. But
it's real weird.
I think the most. So I recently realized that I talk in my sleep because I went on a trip with my cousins to Italy for my sister's wedding. Congrats, by the way. I don't think I don't know. I don't think I've told her about the podcast, but
it's okay.
So the most I think was when I was around in middle school, and then this is when the Wii had just came out,
dude.
So and it's funny because back then I didn't have access to see any tutorials or videos of the Wii, but I kind of had a concept of what it was. So one night I was oh man, I really want it for Christmas. And I wasn't my parents, money-wise, they were we probably can't afford it. And I was oh, it's okay. But deep down, I'm I really wanted that Wii.
Okay.
Yeah, I really wanted the Wii because I'm a child. So,
everyone's got one.
Yeah. So I had a dream about playing the Wii and and I was boxing. And it's funny because there's an actual Wii boxing, but I didn't know about it until
funny.
Yeah, until we they came out, and I was oh wow, there is a boxing one. It's just logical because you had two handles or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So apparently my mom did this a lot, and I didn't know about it until she told me what happened that night. But she saw me, she heard she apparently heard something, and she went in my room, which I don't like that. Don't go in my room when I'm sleeping because I don't know what you're gonna do. That's just weird to me. Watching me sleep. Just the thought of it, kind of freaked me out.
She's worried about you.
Yeah, which is valid because it's my mom, but still just me, that made me a little bit uncomfortable. But apparently she did it all the time. But back to the story. So she just walks in and I'm mumbling whatever, and then she just sees my arm punching the air, and she was kind of scared because she thought something was wrong with me. And then and she kind of was I'm gonna let him do his thing, and she left. But apparently that was. And then the other time is I had a dream
You're like shaking everything.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting that the table is very weak.
He talks with his hands and he like shakes the table, and whenever he shakes the table, everything
shakes. And
we're
we get out of focus as well. Actually, let's get back. Yeah, there it is. So the other one is I have a fear of falling.
Yeah.
And I confused that a while ago about the fear of heights with the fear of falling.
Okay. Yeah,
so,
because those are different.
Yeah, there's a difference. So I was on a building. I think I was being chased. I don't remember it fully. I just remember jumping off the building itself.
Okay.
And falling for like at least 15 to 20 seconds. And apparently what I had done is I got up on my bed and jumped off, like I jumped off the building. And when I hit the ground, like in the dream, I was flat, like on the ground. So my mom like ran in because she was like, what are you doing? Like it's like in the middle of the night, you're just making this huge thump. She thought I died or something.
Your mom must have a weird perception of you.
Yeah, no, she does.
Do weird things in your sleep.
Do weird. And so like apparently she was like, she didn't see it, but she's like, she just heard a loud thud. So apparently I like jumped off my bed. Not like no one saw it. So either like I rolled off or like,
you
but
probably
it was,
jumped though. If you feel it in the dream, you probably
So like apparently I jumped off and then just landed on the floor and I woke up, dude. My body was like in shock and I was like, what is happening? Like I just woke up on the ground, like So that was
So I dream every night, like.
See, and that's I want to dream every night.
I think you do. Most people,
you just don't remember.
I think the consensus is most people do dream every night, but you just don't remember. But I don't know why. Like I wake up. And I'll like remember like the last couple seconds of the dream. It'll be like, or it'll be so fuzzy, but like, I'm sure that I was dreaming. I just don't remember anything about. Like I'm like, I know I was dreaming.
But so what's curious about like I've heard about like people still dream. People just don't realize it.
Yeah.
But what is the difference between the dreams that you do remember and the dreams that you don't?
Usually waking up during it.
During the dream.
Yeah. So if you just sort of wake up with natural progression, you tend to not remember it. But if something wakes you up, like if somebody's calling, like have you ever been in a dream and like you heard your name in the dream, you're like, whoa, what's that? And then like you wake up and somebody's actually calling your name in real life?
No, so
that happens.
I've had that with my alarm.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll hear it and I'm like, what the hell is happening? And I'm like, oh, I'm asleep. And then like I wake up because I'm like, it's my alarm clock. I need to wake up.
Yeah. So that kind of thing, that for me at least is generally what makes me remember it. Yeah. So if I just sort of wake up naturally, I won't really remember it. But I'm aware that I was dreaming. That's the thing. Like, it's really interesting.
So we also had a interesting topic was about lucid dreaming, and Chris has done this. But
not intentionally.
Not intentionally, but you didn't realize it until like we talked about it, right?
As a kid, I don't know why I just dream a lot. Like I dream a lot, and I dreamt a lot more when I was a kid. Yeah. So Chris, there was a couple times where I didn't realize that I was lucid dreaming, but I was lucid dreaming. Yeah. So a theme, I don't know why a theme of actually, you know what? I totally do know why. Why? So a theme in my dreams was running away from bears, right?
So okay, so speaking of themes, I have a list of common
I'm gonna
dreams.
Finish my story.
No, go ahead. I'm just yeah.
Okay, yeah. So so I ran away from bears a lot when I was dreaming, and if I had to guess, I would say it's because my dad really liked to read us like these bear books about like people getting mauled by bears.
Wait. So your dad liked to read these?
Yeah, but he'd read it to us before bed.
About being mauled by bears.
Being mauled by bears, yeah.
Okay, I don't. I mean,
I don't know why. I don't know why he would do that. Like when I was a kid, I was like, yeah, this is totally normal.
It's normal, like yeah.
No. So I ran away from bears a lot, but there was one time I was running through my yard, and a bear was chasing me, and I got away from it for the most part, but I knew it was still chasing me because they just know where you are all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Especially in your dream.
Especially in your dream.
And I was just like, I think I'm dreaming. Like, this doesn't feel really real. And so I just was like, all right, peace out. And I went, and just like floated in the air. I was like, bye, bear. And I saw it like running around down there, like, you stupid bear. Yeah, you can't fly. Yeah. And then I woke up.
So like Chris as a person, he is very aware, and he was aware at a young age. Yeah, like but, and like I think that's like reason why you can lucid dream a little bit easier, because like instantly you'll be like, this is a dream.
Ever since I was a kid, I was like, I was very interested in like the way memory works, and like what you remember and why you remember it, and like just why I remember now so well, but I won't remember now in like a second or two. Like I won't be able to know what's happening.
Yeah.
And like why we are placed where we are.
Yeah.
Like why are we here? Why aren't we 10 minutes ago? Why aren't we 10 minutes in the future? It's like really, and since I was like 10 or 11, like
young kid, dude.
And I don't know, maybe that's must have something to do with me dreaming a lot. I don't know. Very interesting. But like there's another one where I did this thing that to wake up from a dream I would blink.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's fascinating.
Yeah. And I after a while my dreams caught on and it stopped working so well.
Was it like you blink like 3 times or something?
No,
or is
no,
it just when you
so
blink?
The way it worked is when I was in a dream and I was scared, I would close my eyes and open my eyes.
And you'll be awake.
And the opening of my eyes in the dream opened my eyes in real life, and I would wake up.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah, so I would be like, I'm in a dream, I'm scared, running away, and then I would be awake.
Wow, that's really neat.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that someone had talked about this. I've read it, but it's like there's something like being able to control when you wake up is like very powerful, and there's like a reason why.
Interesting.
But so to relate on that, I recently found out that I have been having issues with sleeping, like sleep paralysis.
Yeah, not fun.
No, and my trick for that, and I didn't realize I had sleep paralysis until I looked it up like literally 2 days ago, but I had a trick to get out of it, and it was when I was being terrified and I couldn't move. The only thing, like, I would be in shock, so my mouth would be open. And so when I did that, my jaws would lock in real life because my mouth would open.
Right.
And then my teeth was like, I would start feeling my teeth go numb, and it wouldn't be instant. I wouldn't be able to get out of the sleep paralysis or wake up in terms, but like it would hurt so bad that I would like my body forces itself to wake up, and then I'm like,
because you'd feel it in real life.
And I feel it in real life, yeah. And I didn't realize that's what I was doing until like I was reading about the whole sleep paralysis and how like sometimes there isn't a way to get out, and sometimes there's like tricks to like get out of it. But man, dude, like sleep paralysis is not fun.
Sounds terrifying.
It like
sounds
so
really scary.
It's whatever position I'm in at the moment when I'm sleeping, and I'm just like frozen in that moment. Sleep,
mummy style.
Well, that's the one that I remembered was I had my hands like this, and I was laying back and I couldn't move, and like so like every time I convinced myself it was a dream, another one would happen where it would still be as terrifying. So like, it was like a little girl at one point, like a demon, and then at one point I wasn't in my room, but I knew I was sleeping, but I knew it was a dream because I wasn't in my room, and there was like this mirror on the wall, and then there was just like these eyes that lit up in the mirror itself. And like I could just feel like I'm not.
There's no mirrors here. So
I know, there's no mirrors in my room, but like in the dream is like that was the room I was in, and I was like that was even terrifying because I was like this is a dream, but it would keep happening. Different scary things would keep happening, and I'm just like, can you stop? Because like,
well, yeah,
I don't like being I don't like being terrified as it is because of like childhood stuff, but like still like it was dude, it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I had a lot of I never had that. I've had a lot of dreams like getting trapped. So another theme that I had as a kid is I would be running around somewhere outside on a bike, whatever. There was one I was on a tricycle and I was just like doing like drifts around.
Drifts around in a tricycle? Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really owned a tricycle. But anyway, what would happen is there would be like a cave-in, like a landfall, and it would like be like a domino effect. So it would like go, but it would like keep falling, and I would get like stuck in it and like slowly sink down, and like I would struggle to get back up, but I couldn't, and then I would wake up, and that happened a lot of times. I don't know really why.
You had this similar dream though, right?
Yeah, it would be different scenarios all the time. So like I would be different places and I would be doing different things.
Yeah.
But I would get stuck, and I had this one dream where I got stuck in a hole.
And
you
have a lot of dreams where you just get stuck.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, okay. So the whole dream was I was in this big warehouse with stairs everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no like floors. It was very tall, but there was no floors. There was just kind of stairs going in random directions.
Yeah.
and I was running away from something, and there was like, you know how like jails and like big warehouses have windows just along the top?
Yeah.
And light coming in.
I can imagine
so it was
it.
like that.
Yeah.
And I was running away from something, and there was like the stairs would like break sometimes.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Dude, that's
but and some variations of that dream, I would wake up in the warehouse, and a couple times I made it out. And when I got older, I dreamt that dream again, and I dreamt that I got out. But so the dream was I would get out, and then I would be running along the road, and I'd fall into like a hole.
Yeah.
But I dreamt it later, and I got out, and I fell into the hole, and then I escaped from the hole, and I was like, take that, dream, I win.
You just overcome. Yeah. Maybe it was like something like, so people like to say that dreams have like, there's meanings in the dreams always, and that sometimes it's connected to either your subconscious, like, I think it was Freud, but he basically talked about how like dreams can either be your what you want, what you secretly desire, or your obstacles in life, or it could be the exact opposite and like what you don't want and whatever. And it's, again, dreams are very unique because like they're like self-generated in a way. I had a dream, and we've already talked about this, but in the sake for the podcast, I'll just tell it again. But where the dream changed my concept of time, and it had to be the same exact dream that I had multiple times to be able to like happen afterwards. Did you hear that?
Wait, what is, yeah, I did. I don't know. What?
It's a ghost.
Ooh. It is a couple days after Halloween.
So it was basically I was running away from something. I don't remember all the way. I just know the sequence of events. It's like I ran away. I'm running away from something. Then I hide in this garbage can, and then there's a bunch of Transformers. Then the Ninja Turtles appear.
Right.
And then it's the I think it's Cinderella with the prince, and it's like the whole palace, whatever, Disney palace. Like the logo, you know, the Disney logo?
Yeah.
And then it would be a palace, and it'd just be like crystal clear. And it was that exact. I don't know, like, I just know it was very terrifying, and I was very confused, and there's just so many things happening. But every time I would wake up from that dream, like time itself, my perception of time would be extremely slow. And my dad can attest because he, like, sometimes I have the dream and I'm doing stuff after it, and because I'm freaking out because I'm like, why is everything so slow? Why am I like, I don't feel like I'm moving fast enough. I feel like I'm not part of this world anymore, kind of like that feeling of isolation. And my dad would see
like
me,
an out of body experience.
Yeah. But I'm still like here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my dad would be like, "Are you okay? Why are you kind of like, why are you moving so fast?" Like I never seen, because of course when I was a kid, I'm like, I was really chubby, so the fact that he saw me just moving around really fast, he was like, "Oh wow, good." Like, but like, and then like I would go in the shower because I like because like when I was younger, I didn't know what was happening, so I would just be terrified. But as I got older, I kind of was like, well, let me experiment with it and like see what I can do. Like, what is this like? And so like I would get in the shower and I wouldn't feel the water hit my face. That like I could still see it before it hits my face. And it was just extremely so like I know like it didn't change time in the real world.
Right.
But time for me, like my
something about it changed.
I know, and it would like freak me out, and I would not know what was happening. And of course, like being young and like my parents wouldn't really know what to say because one like
you're just crazy.
Yeah. So it was like, dude, I was like, I don't have that dream anymore, but I would like to since I kind of know like what it's been doing, and I want to experiment more. But it's like trying to listen to music. Is music at the same pace or not? Like I want to try it, but like I hadn't had the dream in like since like 7 years at least.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've had like when I was I used to be I got sick a lot as a kid, and when I was sick, I would feel like time was going slow, and I would there'd be like sound all around me, even though there was no sound, and I would feel like my brain was like yelling. And it was really weird because I would just sit there and like I would hear like everything so much louder, and it was like really, and maybe it's just because I had like headache problems or whatever, but like it seemed to go slower. It was really weird. I think like when you are sick, like chemically your brain is not right, so it makes sense that could have had some effect on the way I perceive time.
Yeah. Have you ever had a dream about 1, death, and then 2 is like demons?
What do you mean by death?
Like
someone dying?
No, not you dying, but someone else dying.
Yeah, I've had a dream. I had a dream where I killed my little brother.
Oh my God!
Not intentionally.
Okay.
It was an accident.
Well, let me check this real quick. I keep forgetting we have to go to the list too, and see if we can like relate to it.
Okay.
But keep telling your
story. So I had this dream twice. One with my cat and one with my little brother.
You killed both.
It was the same circumstances. So the cat was like latched onto my leg and like clawing me, and I like kicked it and shook it off, and then it died. I was like, dang. I woke up crying a lot when I was a kid because I had a lot of sad dreams. And then it was the same thing with my little brother. He was like latched onto my leg. I was like kicking him off of my leg, and then he was like dead. And then I woke up and I was on a bunk bed, so I like looked. Like
to make sure you didn't die.
Bed, I was like, okay, he's alive. So
okay. Oh my God. Okay, so I had a dream about a demon possessing someone else.
Oh, I've had a dream like that.
And then I convinced the demon possessed me. And it tried to, but it couldn't like latch on to like my soul kind of thing.
Weird.
So it was my aunt's daughter. So I guess my cousin, and she's like a little girl, and like in the dream, like we're just like sitting in like the common living room. But it wasn't their room. Like, it was just weird. We're just sitting at a place where like people were like would deal with demons. Like, there was like those leather chairs and stuff. And like she comes in and like she's all like possessed and she's like
she's
evil.
All possessed.
No, like
what is she doing?
You could like she looks like she's about to kill you, and then her eyes are just black, and then like her body like physically looks like it's being taken over by something dark. And I was like, what the hell? And I was like, well, hold on, we're not in focus. So, what?
I was gonna give you a high five.
Oh, there you go.
Your hands are so sweaty.
I know it's getting kind of hot in here. So I basically, I don't know if you can hear that, but they're vacuuming. But so basically, I was like, hey, leave that girl alone and try to take my body. And if you can't, then you have to leave. God, that's loud.
I mean, if you can't hear me from here, I doubt they can hear you.
Okay. But like I was like, if you can like successfully take over my body, then yeah, take it. But if you can't, then you need to leave.
Move.
I know. I don't like. I typically
that's like really ballsy. Like
I know,
like
bro.
Right,
okay, so
come at me, bro.
But literally, like once like the demon left the girl and like went into me, like this like it was so immensely powerful, and like my body was like I could feel my soul like leaving my body. And I was like, I clenched my fist and I was like, I'm not letting you take over my body. And dude, it was like an internal battle with like a darkness, and it was so hard for me to like resist like letting it take over, and like it lasted so long, and I was kind of like in my head, I was like, God, like I can't let this happen. And then I was like, and I kept going, and then like eventually it was like, dang, you're just screw you, and it left. But like, dude, like once it left, like my body of like feeling like I'm human again was like there, and it was this feeling of like happiness and like, dude, it was intense.
That's crazy.
And I was like, and I haven't told this. I tried to tell my dad about it, but he was like, "You're just crazy." And I was like, "All right, well, it's okay," because you know they're not like that superstitious about that kind of stuff. Okay, so
I was gonna tell you my demon dream.
Mm-hmm. Oh so, yeah.
I don't remember very much of it, and it was pretty simple, and it wasn't that intense.
Okay.
But it was my mom. And so like I was hiding in the bathroom with like some of my siblings, and like we're like locking the doors and like trying to keep my mom out because she's
dude, that's scary.
And then like she okay, so little caveat.
Okay.
Did you see the movie trailer, but the horror movie where like it takes over your body and it like gives you like weird pointy teeth? I forget what it's called. But
it's
like
a
game.
Smile movie?
It's the
Truth or Dare game?
Yeah, Truth or Dare.
Oh my God.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I went to go see it.
Okay, I didn't see the movie because I could not have been paid to watch that movie.
It's pretty dumb.
Because okay, so I hate horror movies.
I absolutely hate horror movies.
But I think the reason why it was so terrifying, even the trailer for me, was because that's what my mom looked like.
Oh my God!
Not with the big smile, but with the sharp teeth.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, and she came in, and it was terrifying.
Dude, that would scare the
I was
freak
so
out of me.
scared, and then I woke up, but it was like, and so when I saw that trailer, I was like, nope,
dude,
sorry, not gonna watch that movie.
Oh my god, that's like, okay, I seen the movie, and it's not that scary of a movie. The concept of itself, it's pretty dumb.
I just don't like their faces.
Yeah, the faces is like, so you guys just do that to focus it.
Okay,
but like,
why does it do that? Is it because I'm moving?
I think it's because you're moving. Yeah.
I'll try to sit still.
But maybe we can just put something like there, so it always stays in focus. Oh, okay.
Now you're messing it up.
Yeah. But like that kind of like the smile and stuff, and that just terrifies me.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
So dreams that we might all have in common is we'll go through like.
I've probably had most of these. I've had lots of dreams.
So, dreams about falling.
I've had dreams about falling. Yeah.
Dreams about being naked in public.
I've had dreams about that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never had that. Dreams about being chased. We've already talked about that.
Yeah, I had dreams about being chased.
Yeah. Dreams about losing teeth.
No, I haven't had teeth losing.
Yeah, I haven't had that either.
I've heard it's really common though. I've heard a lot of people have had it.
Yeah. Dreams about dying.
Sort of in line with being chased. Like I've sometimes been caught.
Yeah. But like
and dying. Yeah. Like I think I've been hit by a couple cars in my dreams.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
So another common theme was running away from cars.
Really?
And I would be wearing this big fluffy jacket, and it would really restrict my movement, and I would like be running, and running was hard for me, and punching. It was so like anything that's physical that I have to exert myself, I'm really bad at in dreams. Mm-hmm. So like running, I'll be like running and like going nowhere, and then just like fall over and can't get up, and if I'm like trying to fight somebody off, I'll be fighting, but like my punches will go like if you try to punch underwater, it's like that. It's like they don't go, and then they don't really impact, and it's just sort of useless, and they just like kind of laugh at me. I'm like yikes.
Yeah, you're about to die.
yeah. So I've died like that, but I haven't had a dream about like specifically dying.
Dreams about taking a test. I've had a couple of those.
I've had dreams about taking a test. Yeah.
Dreams about infidelity. Yes.
Yes.
It's like either your spouse or romantic partner is cheating on you with someone else.
No, I haven't had that dream. No.
Okay. Dreams about flying. I don't think I've had dreams.
I've had dreams. I talked about that. I've had dreams about flying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, just sort of rising up. I don't know if that's really flying, but
that counts. That counts as flying.
Okay, cool.
I have another. Let me get back to this. Water-related dreams.
Water-related dreams.
Yeah, I have a lot of those.
Like swimming or like just in general. Anything.
I've had a dream about being king of the sea.
Whoa, I want to hear that dream.
Well, I don't remember like specifically. I just remember like I was like the king of the sea, and I could like walk through the water and like
that's real cool.
Breathe in the water and like command fish.
You were like
I was like Aquaman. Yeah,
like the lamest superhero.
Yeah. Hey man. Hey, I love the water. Like honestly, like that. Yeah. Like if I could choose an element, I would be a water person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Percy Jackson. Good book series.
Horrible movie series.
Well, okay, so here's what I say about that.
Okay, all right.
Separate from the books, okay movies. If you put them against the books, bad movies.
Well, here's the thing. They're supposed to be based on the books, like Harry Potter. Like,
well, not necessarily though. They're really just it's an interpretation of that story.
I know, but they should have hired Rick Riordan to help with the movie. That's what I personally think. Because
I don't disagree with you, but it still stands. I think it wasn't a terrible movie.
But it was a book
compared
first.
To the books.
It was a book first. And if it was a movie first, then a book, I can attest to that.
Yeah. Well, they just messed up the story. Yeah. Anyway.
We already talked about vehicles.
Yeah.
But these tell you what it means.
Okay.
Water-related dreams can mean you feel overwhelmed or unsupported by loved ones.
Except for you were king of the ocean, so you feel.
Well, no, but at the time I had a lot of dreams about that. But that was true. I didn't feel. I felt overwhelmed, and I didn't feel supported by people that loved me, which is sad. But don't worry. About it. Yeah. Rip. So vehicles. You said vehicles, right? Vehicles tend to. Oh. I thought you were high-fiving.
No, I'm just fixing the camera.
Hey, these, I guess, relate to you more. Vehicles tend to mean that you're worried about the direction your life is taking you and where you're going. Being trapped means you might need a change or fresh approach to your life. Look for another job or think about going on a small holiday.
Well, so I've had these when I was a little kid. I also had some dreams about not knowing how to drive a car and being in a car, like driving, and like, oh my God, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. But like that was when I was a little kid. Like I haven't had trapped dreams or car dreams.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like maybe because you don't need another change in your life, or not. What was the trap one? The trap one was
you feel trapped.
You need a fresh approach to your life. So getting chased almost always means you're just feeling in danger or under pressure. You might need to work out what's stressing you out in your life.
I think everyone is probably feeling a little bit of stress. And so I'd be surprised if everyone hasn't had chase dreams.
Whoa, okay, so this is death means you're wanting a new beginning if it's the death of a loved one. I never thought of it that way.
Well, I mean, and this is all speculation.
Oh, like, of course. But like, I mean,
it's possible that's
possible.
True, yeah.
But like, I mean, I can see why it's like looked at that way. Let's see something we've actually been talking about. So demons and monsters means you're looking to change aspects of yourself. If you keep seeing yourself as a demon, you need to think about what you don't like about yourself and change it. Okay.
I just remembered I had a dream about Toy Story 2. Where I was that's the one where it starts as a video game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
where they're playing the video game with the
Buzz Lightyear. Yeah. So I dreamt that I was watching the movie, and then like there's like a shot in the movie that is like it's like zooming over the landscape.
If you haven't seen Toy Story 2, you need to watch Toy Story 1 and watch all of them.
I think everyone's watched them.
Yeah, there's one or two people who's like,
all right,
what are you talking about? So go ahead,
so
explain
there's a shot where it's zooming over the landscape, and then I think it goes down into a crack or something, and it shows him, and something peeks up or something like that.
Yeah.
But as it zooms in, like I'm sitting here and it's over there, and I zoom into the screen, and then I am not Buzz Lightyear, but I'm in the game.
You're in the game
with like all those things that are attacking him.
That's cool.
It's cool, but also terrifying because I was totally unarmed in this game.
Yeah,
and Buzz Lightyear wasn't there to
protect
save
you.
me.
Yeah, it was just
It's weird because like we are slightly delayed from what we're seeing. So like when it goes out of focus, we try to focus it, but it's already focused.
It's always focusing,
and so we're just like raising our hand. Like,
hi
guys.
Hey,
what's up?
So killing people, like you said, doesn't mean you want to kill the person you see yourself killing. It's more commonly means you want to kill a part of yourself that the dream character represents. So what would the cat represent in your life?
No, I just think I liked my cat, and I was sad that it died.
Yeah. Falling is a dream symbol that means you're thinking about letting go of something you've been holding on to for a while now. I mean, like half of these can be like.
They're super vague, and they're vague intentionally to make it more be able to fit pretty much any circumstance. Like everyone has part of themselves that they don't like pretty much. So like saying that like killing somebody is like representing something that you want to kill in yourself. Yeah. Like it's super easy to relate to.
Yeah. So speaking of dreams, Inception.
Yeah, so what did you think about that movie?
I absolutely love the movie because not only is it directed by Christopher Nolan, who all the movies I've seen from him have made fantastic movies, but it also stars Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo da Vinci, yeah.
And they have what's his name? Tom Hardy, is that his name? The guy that plays Venom. His name is Tom Hardy, right?
Oh yeah, I don't know if that's his name, but I do know who you're talking about.
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. I'm really bad at just names for actors.
Watch Inception. It's a pretty good movie.
Oh, so you thought it was pretty good?
So I thought it was pretty good. I think so. If you haven't watched Inception, it's likely that you are worried to watch it because people say it's really confusing.
So stop. This is going to be spoilers from this point. Even though it's an old movie, it's still a great movie, and we're going to be talking about it. So spoilers.
Don't worry about it being confusing because it's a confusing concept, but they really laid it out very well.
Yes,
right. It
right.
could have been way more confusing than it was.
Yes. We talked earlier. You kind of said we kind of like when we talk now, we kind of just wait till the podcast. But
yeah, it's like we can't have any normal conversation.
Don't talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said you didn't like the ending. Why?
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so the only thing.
Sound close to your mic.
The only thing that I hate, worse than like generic happy ending. Is no ending at all.
Of what do you mean? It's no ending.
Like no conclusion, no closure. I would rather it be a bad conclusion, like sad. Like,
but it is closure.
No, it's not really though.
Why is it not closure?
Because at the end, don't watch this if you haven't seen the movie, because it's not gonna make any sense, and you're gonna enjoy it better if you've already seen the movie.
If you watched the movie, yeah.
So just don't. So at the end,
the top,
yeah.
It doesn't stop spinning.
Well, because right at the very end, it starts to wobble.
So
it's like, oh, is it a dream or not? I don't really know.
So, no, here's the reason why it's not a dream. Because during the dream, the top spins and never topples or anything. It's in unison. It's complete. It just stays that way.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan actually went out and talked about this. He said, if you take a look at the ending.
Oh, so you cheated.
No. This movie's been out for like, when did this movie come out?
2010.
Okay, so it's been 8 years.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. So the reason why is because people still question the top until now. And he was like, okay, well, watch the ending again. And just, you need to, I think he basically hinted towards like, that is what it is. Like, you cannot. But if you really think about it, yeah, the top never wobbles or anything during the dream scenes. It never wobbles. Even in the safe, it just stays that way. So the fact that you see it wobble is only because he just had a good spin on it, but it still wobbled because it's reality.
But the funny thing is he really didn't have a good spin. If you watch him start that spin, it just is like all over the place, and then it cuts to it, and it's like perfect.
Yeah. So they should have reshot that because
I think so.
That also added confusion of like, is it?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, so if it went from a bad spin to a good spin, does that mean it's not a dream? Does that make it a dream?
But then it wobbled.
But then it like started to kind of wobble, and I was like,
yeah. So that was the point of the movie, is to leave you into the state of whether or not are we in a dream right now or this.
I kind of felt like I liked how the beginning tied to the end.
That was really cool, huh? Because in the beginning you're just confused because he's just on this land. He's telling this old Asian guy, like, there's no backstory, nothing.
Yeah, but I just wish it wasn't like a happily ever after ending. Like, like his wife was gone, like,
he lost
fully.
His wife. Yeah.
Well, I know, but he had already lost his wife, so that was already like a sad thing that we experienced in the movie. So there wasn't like, I feel like there was too much risk for it to end all perfectly. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really like that. I wanted it to be the real ending. Because I felt like, other than some things like that they ignored, like the fact that none of this is possible, but they followed.
Or you're talking about Inception in general?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's not possible?
I mean, you can't like hook each other up to a machine and share dreams. Like those. That's not possible. Like, they had to make some exceptions to reality to make this movie possible.
Well, of course, but you don't know what if it is possible. We just don't know about it.
Yeah, technically, there's no evidence for it. So
I know.
Anyway, besides some exceptions that they made to reality that made the movie possible, they stayed pretty well to what is likely to have happened.
Yeah.
So besides, I mean, this happens in every action movie. The gunshots that like bend around the hero and they're just never shot.
Okay, well, yeah, that's just the
like
movie.
when you're running down a narrow alleyway and someone's shooting at you, like, you're gonna die.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna get shot.
You can't just dodge and weave around them.
Someone should do like a Mythbusters on that. Can you actually dodge bullets if you're running at a certain speed in like a narrow pathway? You don't know that.
No, the only way you can dodge a bullet if they miss you.
Well, there is a spray on certain guns. It's not like it's like a pistol.
But the distance, there's not much distance that they had there.
That's I still think someone should test it. I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, he should have been shot. But that's what I mean. Like which
scene?
When he was running away, when he went to get.
Oh, okay. I did think that was kind of ridiculous when he's running away from the people.
And he's up on the truck.
And at one point he's like in this like tiny alleyway, and they could have just shot him, but they didn't. Yeah. Okay, I can see that. That kind of bothered me. I was like, he's not getting shot. So is he in the dream right now, or is he not in a dream?
Also. Movies think that cars are bulletproof, but like cars, there's such a thin layer of protection there.
I think Mythbusters have actually made an episode on that. Yeah,
I've watched something about that.
Not just the cars, but like when they flip tables over and they expect not to get shot, but like the tables would. Like,
you're gonna get shot through the table. Yeah. Anyway, but that's sort of something you have to do to make a movie like exciting, but not kill
the main character.
I did like. The end part of the movie where they're like you like
everything is synchronized.
Occasionally cut to the van falling off, and then like you cut to him in the hotel. And then, but it's like their time is moving. It's like slower than their time.
Again,
I think that.
I think that is true though. I think time in your dreams are a lot longer than time in reality. Like you have like that extended time, because if you really think about it, have you ever had those moments where you wake up?
I've woken up. Yeah, I've woken up before.
Twice. Where you wake up and you're like, oh, I have extra time. You go back to sleep and you sleep and you're like, wow, I think I slept a long time. Let me wake back up and look at my clock. It's really been like a minute, but like you've actually dreamed stuff and like things have happened in your dream.
But if you think about it, that's how time reacts if you don't look at the clock anyway.
I know, but like, is it really just your dream being really fast and you can't handle, and it's just like
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever really had a dream that I was like, whoa, that felt like an hour, but it was actually only a minute and a half.
I've had a lot of those, and I think it might be because I just have the lack of sleep, and like sometimes I have work and I need to have that like long dreams, but they feel great because you're gonna take a nap and it feels like you slept like 8 hours. You wake up and it's like been like 20 minutes, and I'm like, am I still on Earth? Oh, did you ever used to think when you were a kid when you would wake up and you think you teleported because your parents moved you?
Oh, all the time.
Dude, that was like the best. Like I used to wake up being like, I'd be like, what's happening? Why am I in my bed? I remember sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were.
I had a dream where I was convinced that I could teleport back and forth to the bed in my room and the cot in my parents' room.
Yeah.
Because every time I blinked, I would open my eyes and I'd be in the other bed. And so I'd blink and then in the end, I think I woke up and I was in the cot.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously my parents just moved me there. Actually, I might have just woken up in my bed and it was all just a dream.
Yeah.
But I was like convinced. I was like, yeah, I could totally do it.
I can totally teleport. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I'm still fascinated with the fact that you can open your eyes and wake up and from your dream. Like that's like some what is that called? Wizard of Oz stuff. Like you just click your feet and you're like, oh, I'm back.
Well, when you dream a lot, you get practice, and you have lots of opportunities to test things and try out like how to.
I wonder what's different from like growing up, dreaming a lot, and then like being an adult and not dreaming as much.
I think I dream the same amount though.
No, I'm saying, but for like you're an exception. Most people like they have a lot of dreams when they're kids, but then once they grow up, they have less dreams.
I just
again, it's like you don't remember it, and but what causes that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
because like there's a lot of dreams where I remember, and then like if I would have wrote it down, like I'd be like, oh, cool. But like I remember having a dream about like fighting sharks, like
whoa,
like just sharks. Yeah,
you can't really punch sharks underwater. It's hard to punch underwater.
But if you're the king of the sea, you can punch anything.
You can punch anything anywhere.
Anywhere, just
Yeah.
I've had dreams about stopping like. Hurricanes and like tsunamis.
Like, stop.
Yeah, like, but it's like I have the power. Like it was just weird. Like
I've got the power.
Oh yeah. But yeah, okay. So back to the movie. Getting off topic.
Yeah.
What? Because okay, so Chris, if you guys don't know Chris, he's very analytical.
No.
Yeah, when it comes to movies.
Yeah, I'm very critical, and people get mad at me because I say their movies are bad.
And like, I don't get mad, but I love like hearing your reasons, because then it's interesting. But this is the whole reason why we started the Chroncast is because we were talking about Black Panther, but we're going to talk about Inception today. So let's keep back into the topic. So what kind of, besides the bullet thing, because that also bothered me, because I'm semi-analytical, I'm not all the way.
Like, come on, just like make them shoot less or something.
Yeah.
Or like make him run away better.
What about did you like the scene where like the guy kept shooting at him, then no one was hitting each other, and then the guy just the guy that played Venom just took out this like giant grenade launcher. He's like, it's a dream, boom, and just like.
Oh no, he's like, don't be afraid to dream bigger, darling.
Yeah.
Like, like that.
Yeah. And
I really like his character.
His character was cool, right?
Yeah. There was a couple weird things, like the gravity was done really well, like especially in the hotel.
Oh my god!
Like I was imagining, like,
and that was back in 2010.
Like strings and stuff. Yeah.
I really want to like the train in the scene. Like they actually had like a truck, and they designed a little train thing to wrap around. Like that was real. That wasn't none of that was CGI.
And that's the thing. Like this is, I would kind of say, the golden era of movies.
Yeah.
That 2010 and before that.
Yeah.
Because it was right at the time where we had CGI that was believable, but we weren't using it as this crutch.
Well, that's why I like Christopher
Nolan. It was a mixture of practical effects and CGI to place things, but like everything looked more real and more convincing. Because even now, as good as CGI is, you can still look at it and be like, I know that's CGI.
Black
that
Panther.
Obviously is fake.
So okay, have you seen his? He directed a movie called Interstellar. Have you seen that?
I have not. I've not seen it.
You need to watch that as well.
I have seen the scene where he takes the paper and he takes the pencil through. Everyone's seen that scene.
From Interstellar?
Yeah. Didn't he do that in Interstellar? He folded the piece of paper, and then he poked the pencil through it.
Oh, you're talking about for explaining how you like wormholes and stuff. Yeah.
Everyone's seen that scene.
But there's a damn. I don't want to.
Don't.
You gotta watch it because again, a lot of it, like they had to create so much set to design it and make it look real that like when you watched it, it was like what the. It was again, Christopher Nolan, great director. I love him. Like I've never had I don't have favorites a lot.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan, favorite director. Like great, he's fantastic.
My favorite is Wes Anderson.
Don't know who that is.
Well, really.
Do not. Maybe you can.
Seen Fantastic Mr. Fox?
No.
Ever seen? Oh wow. You haven't. I guess you probably haven't seen like Grand Budapest Hotel.
No, I've heard of it.
Okay, we're visually okay. He's so good.
Okay,
moving on, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. So, anything else from Inception? What do you think about the storyline? Like but just think about the thought of like having a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream. Is like crazy to me. Like, have you ever had that? The only time I felt that
I've had a couple dreams where I've woken up and I haven't actually woken up.
The only time that's happened to me is when I have sleep paralysis.
Oh, okay.
I've never had a dream within a dream, which is like fascinating to me because like I want to know like how much happens in the dream. How much do you remember? Like, do you remember? Like you said you.
Yeah, I had it a couple times when I was very young. And it was usually I remember one time it was like a nightmare, and I was like something was chasing me or something was really scary, and I woke up and I'm like, I'm safe.
Yeah.
And then it was there again.
Oh.
And that I was like that. Like low blow, like that's just rude.
Low blow. It's like you did the trick. You're like, open my eyes. Oh, I'm awake, but I'm not actually.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's so. But I don't really remember as much from the dream within a dream as I do from the dream.
Yeah.
But again, that's not like, I don't think I was dreaming in my dream. I just think like, that's just the way I perceived what was happening. Like I don't like. Technically, I was asleep in my dream, but I don't think there's like another level that you go down. I don't buy that.
Well, like, what was interesting to me is, like, the thought process of being in so many layers. And, like, it's kind of sad, like, how his wife died. Like, if you think about it, you just made her question her reality.
Yeah.
And, like, it was her fault at first for locking the top away and, like, refusing to, like, want to leave. But, like, to, like, just see her go down the road. Because if you really think about it, like, if you were questioning your reality, like, consistently, and the only way to escape this dream is to kill yourself, like, that's...
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the question, like, is where we are right now a dream?
I don't know. Are we in a dream?
Do you know what I think?
What?
I think it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we can't know, right? So, and if we can't know, there's no point in worrying about whether or not it's a dream.
Oh my God.
What?
So a couple theories. And I just came up with.
Okay.
So if you're a Christian, right? I have one for a different religion too, but like, so so first one, if you're Buddhist, what if every time you die and you reincarnate, it's really just you waking out of one layer of a dream until you perfect yourself, and then once you wake up fully, you're in this like society where everything is perfect and you're deemed fit to be in here because you've escaped all those levels of the dream.
That's very interesting.
Or if you're Christian, what if you're in heaven right now sleeping, and these are your trials?
It's like a nap.
It's like a nap. Yeah, it's like a nap in heaven, but right now we're like living like lives.
You wake up, you're like, dang, I have to go to school. Like, no, that's a nightmare.
That's a nightmare. But like, what if that is? What if you just, God, focus. What if like everything is just, you were going through this life and you have to try to perfect yourself to be able to go to heaven? I mean, like, that's an interesting concept.
I think the easiest way to actually, just leave it. You know, like,
I don't know, it's bothering me though.
Just don't look at us.
Okay, let me do this.
I think we actually, I'm gonna recant my statement because I think we can definitively know that.
I know. It was just a fun thought.
I agree. No,
yeah.
But I think we can know.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. Do you know how? No. Not poke yourself in the cheek. No.
I'm alive.
I'm alive.
I'm here.
No. They did it in the movie.
Oh, yes, they did. It's the laws of physics. That's really like with the die and the top.
No, that's not even what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're not talking about
without a die or without a top. There's an easy way to tell.
Oh, maybe it's been a while since I've seen it.
So Cobb did it in the last part when he was in limbo. And it's,
are you saying
other people?
Oh,
because
you're right.
You only have what's in your mind.
Yeah,
you're
right. You're right.
And so all you have to do is talk to somebody else, and if you know them well enough, then you'll be able to find out if you're in a dream. Because
Chris, what's my favorite color?
Red.
I'm in a dream. This is not real.
You never told me.
It's not real. Let me just take a gun. It's messing.
Is it blue?
It's green.
Green.
Dude, look at my keyboard over there.
Yeah, it's green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's green.
Oh my God. This is a dream. This is all fake.
Like,
you guys.
The complexity of humans.
I know,
like you can't you can't put that into your mind.
You're right.
For everyone that you've known.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So.
It's also scary if you are in someone else's dream and you get people have talked about being able to invade other people's dreams. Like, you know that episode in SpongeBob?
I do know exactly the episode you're talking about.
Where he jumps from dream to dream.
Yeah, and then everyone's mad at him because he ruined all their dreams.
Why are you in my dream? But like, if it's possible, would you actually get attacked like that? Like, because you're invading someone else's consciousness. If you really think about
it were possible.
If it was possible.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it would be...
Because really...
It's a privacy thing.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be unknown unless you just went to some random one. But what if it was your friend and you went in it and it's like, well, I mean, you're my friend and I wouldn't...
I mean, I think it's a matter of, like, if it's like a consent thing. Like, if it's true, like, you're like, yeah, okay, you can come in my dream. Yeah, you can
come in my dream and, yeah.
But I don't... Like, I think it's weird because we're not as conscious as we are in real life in a dream. Mm-hmm. So being able to accomplish something like that would be very difficult to do while you're sleeping.
Yeah. Well, okay, so here's the other thing that I've heard people talk about. I've seen people talk about. But when you have a dream with someone else in the dream, it's either because, I don't know how this starts because it's kind of like a loop. But if you dream about someone else, and that means that either they're thinking about you or you appear in their dream. Like, so if I suddenly dreamed about, like, some random, like, not random. Okay, let's say if I had dreamed about my friend, like, Tyler or something.
Or me.
Or Chris.
Right here.
That means, like, he is either thinking about me or having a dream about me at the moment, and it's, like, a shared thing.
But, yeah, so we'd have to both be, like, I'd be like, oh, John.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, oh, Chris. Yeah. Like, people have talked about, like, if you're someone just suddenly appears in your dream, that means they're like either thinking about you or like they're dreaming about you as well. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know how true that is because we don't know if dreams are linked or not. Like, that's another possibility.
I would assume I think that they're contained within ourselves. Like I don't really see a reason.
I've had moments where I was like, oh my God, I had a dream about you. He's like, really? No, I had a dream about you too. And I'm like,
I mean, yeah. I think, well, yeah, I think if
it wouldn't be the same exact dream, but
I think it's not absurd to think that that there are people in our life that dream about us and we dream about them. Like, and like, I dream about people all the time that I don't really know really well or don't have a particularly amazing connection with. And it just because like, I'm just dreaming and they happen to be in my mind and then I dreamt about them, like doing whatever, like. And sometimes they're just on the side, and sometimes they're like more of a focal point. You have too much fun with that.
It's fun. Yeah. You gotta have fun with it. Yeah.
Like sometimes they're just like sideline, and sometimes they're more of a focal point. But it doesn't really seem to have a pattern of whether or not my
they're
relationship is like great or not with them.
So let me ask you a question. So with your girlfriend. Before you guys were dating, did you ever have a dream about her?
I'm sure I did. Not that I remember right now.
I don't know why. I distinctly remember some because it was either so odd or either it was like too sweet and like
I think I'm pretty sure I had like before we started dating. I have It wasn't like a particularly amazing dream or anything like that.
But
so
it was
I
like,
don't remember it.
Yeah.
Like I seem to remember that happening. But like I have so many dreams.
I know, and it's different. It's different. Like again,
I should keep a journal. Honestly.
You should because like I wish I had that many dreams, but like I only remember the ones that were like either had a significant like impact on my emotions or just how I thought about a certain person. I've had weird dreams where I'm like, I don't know this. Like, I don't want this to happen. I don't want these feelings. Like, again, feelings get out of my head because, like, I don't need them. You know what I'm saying? I don't need them.
I've had a couple dreams of people that I've made up.
Really?
So, like, yeah. And obviously, I'm just, like, taking components of people that exist that I know and, like, putting them into. So, I had a particular dream that was sort of a sad dream for me that I dreamt that my best friend, like, the bad guys had taken my best friend and like brainwashed him.
Oh my God.
And like was like teaching him how to shoot me. But
what?
Yeah. But
and this is the best friend I know, right?
It wasn't my best friend. It's a person who didn't exist. I don't know them.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like
No. I made up a best friend
and
then was turned against me.
What? That's
so, like,
crazy.
I didn't know the person, I didn't recognize the person, but in my dream I don't know. I don't remember. No, it actually wasn't. Caucasian.
He was what?
Caucasian.
Caucasian. Okay.
Yeah. And he had sort of a darker skin tone, short brown hair. Yeah. I don't know why I remember that part of the dream, but.
No, but you also remember that he tried to kill you, or they basically brainwashed him. MK Ultra.
No, yeah. But so that was sort of like a traumatic experience for me, but I think it made it better that I didn't actually know the person that was my best friend.
No, if it was my best friend in the dream, I'd be like, God, like, what is happening?
You're a terrible person.
You're like, how dare you? Like,
you betrayed me.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I had that dream several times. Yeah.
Really? Was it like the same person or was it like the same dream?
It was the same dream, yeah.
Oh wow. See, the only repetitive dream I had was the time crazy one. I don't think I've had.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a lie. Never mind. I've had other ones.
Well, most of the dreams that I remember very well, I've had many times.
Really?
And that's why I remember them so well, because I'm like, oh, I recognize this.
Yeah.
In the dream, I'm like, oh, I've had this dream before.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what helped me lucid dream occasionally when I was a kid, because I've had this dream before. I was like, I recognize this, and I remembered that it was a dream when I had it last. So then I could start having more control. So, like, there was one dream that I told you about that was everything was black.
Yeah.
So, like, everything around me was black, and it was all flat.
You have a sweat stash.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
It was just shining, and I was like...
I guarantee you can't see it.
I know you can't see it. It was just me personally seeing it.
The room is hot. I don't know why it's so hot.
It's because this thing, and then I have my computer over there, and then I don't have the AC on.
Air circulation.
No.
So anyway, everything around me was black.
Yeah.
And it was flat.
Ooh, we just jumped.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it was all black and flat, and I could walk around and do.
Oh, this is
and do whatever. Yeah. But when I jumped, I would fall. Like, no matter where I was, I would just jump and I would fall. And it wasn't like a scary kind of fall. It was just sort of like, oh, now I'm falling.
I'm falling.
Yeah. And it was weird. And I would, like, just fall for a little bit and be like, kind of bored to wake up.
Kind of bored.
Yeah. And then, but I had that several times.
Yeah.
And I would, like, a couple times I tested it. Like, I would walk for a long, long time and nothing would happen. And then I would jump and then I would fall.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
But it was like.
But I've had so in talking about lucid dreaming, I have dreams where I have acknowledged that I'm dreaming, but I did nothing.
You didn't have control of it.
No, it's not that I didn't have control. I guess maybe I didn't have control, but like I also didn't feel like doing anything different than what it's already.
Like,
I was like, whatever. Yeah, let's just keep with the dream going on right now. But like, so you had ways to wake up from your dream, right? With the blink. I had ways of going to sleep when I was younger, so. I would close my eyes, and then suddenly, and I think people would know what this is, and this is also like a step way to get into lucid dreaming. I didn't know about when I was younger, but like I would close my eyes and just lay there, and then I start seeing a bunch of colors, green mostly, and then
that's why it's your favorite color, or maybe you saw it because it was your favorite.
Yeah, maybe again I don't know, like I don't know what this process, but then I started seeing shapes and different like kaleidoscope effects on my eyes. Like I could see it through like my eyeball, but I didn't know what it was when I was younger. I just enjoyed it because it was like, oh, it's pretty and it's helping me sleep. And back then, like I didn't have like a smartphone. It was just you go straight to bed. Like there's nothing. You'd read a little bit.
You don't like sit up on your phone.
Yeah,
you just, like sit up.
Yeah,
You have to live with your own thoughts.
Yeah.
It's
which
terrifying.
Was like no, I thought it was fun, honestly.
Oh, I mean, it's terrifying now.
Oh, now, yeah, because you're just like
now we have like things that we stress about.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Better not think about those.
Yeah.
Let them go away.
Yeah. But then I knew I was about to go to like sleep is when I would suddenly feel my body like sink into my bed like as in like I'm being lifted and like the bed is pushing me through like the bed is pushing and I'm like going through it. And then it would start spinning clockwise. That's very specific, but it would spin clockwise and it would just keep spinning and I wouldn't get dizzy. I would just enjoy like, ooh, this is fun. And I would see myself in third person and see the bed spinning and I'm on the bed. It wasn't an astral. What does it call it? I wasn't in my astral body because like I wasn't even in like my room. It was just like me seeing myself.
So it's like an out of body.
No, but no. The only reason why I say it's not because people say when people have an out of body experience, like an astral, they call it astral something. I forgot.
Well, it's like from Doctor Strange.
Yeah. But it's when you leave your astral form, you go into your body. But like you're not supposed to be able to like move that much. You only get to see yourself and you're like locked in the space. But let me finish this first and then I would just know like immediately I would just go to bed. But apparently people have gone into astral form and seen like their parents do stuff and like wake up and like tell their parents that they did it and they're like, how'd you know that? Or like they'll see like demons and stuff.
Interesting.
Like they'll get in the astral form and then they won't feel like it's okay because they feel something dark coming, so they like try to get back into their body.
But spooky.
Yeah, but if it is actually true as like being in astral form, like is that really your soul leaving your body and then it's just your body? Because at that point your conscious is still there in the astral form, right?
Well, I mean,
you can't be sure
because
it's
you're
not
dreaming.
Yeah,
anything can happen in your dreams.
Well, no, people say
thwack.
People say their astral form is not you dreaming; it's actually you leaving your body. It's no longer a dream because you're seeing your a live environment of everything happening, which I've never personally.
Would be cool.
Which would be great, yeah.
But there's no way to prove that. That's the thing. Like,
it's all based on
experience.
There's
no way to say like, oh, this is happening, and like look at it and measuring it and stuff like that.
Well, no, so, people have been able to prove that they've been in astral form by telling the person whoever's been near them what they were doing.
But that's not very much of a indication, though, is it? Because like it's so easy to predict what people are doing. Like
no, like okay, so it was a story of a kid who was he was sleeping. His mom would go and like do stuff in his room, and he would be able to explain to her exactly what she was doing, like down to like the detail, like picking up what sock and what color sock, putting it away, which is like I don't know if this is
it could be fake.
It could be fake, but
it'd be cool if it wasn't.
If it wasn't, yeah, but like
probably fake, but maybe not.
But then what makes me question is if you do leave it, and that's actually your soul leaving that in astral form. That leaves your body like just open to be able to be taken over by something else.
If that's truly
if it's
happening.
True, and if that's happening, like
yeah,
someone else has also like talked about how they've achieved this form. They can't move, like they're just there. They're just in the space that are above them.
Yeah,
but they could see like a dark and like evil figure try to take their body, and they're like trying to get back in, but they can't. Like
that kind of is a little talks about Inception too, because it's talking about like training your subconscious to defend itself.
Yeah,
I think that was a really cool thing that they were talking about. Like,
can you do that
to defend itself? Well, can it be attacked? I started sitting up straighter, so I need to move it up.
I think
it be attacked though?
Yes, for sure they can be attacked. Just make sure we're still in the shot.
Yeah,
I think you can be attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people do get possessed.
Yeah,
like, that's not a thing that's not like false.
I don't know if you can train your subconscious though. I think it's a state of mind. Like, I don't know if you do. I don't think you can do anything specific to protect yourself from that. I just think
you have to have a strong will, strong mentality.
Have to be in that state of mind in order to like protect yourself.
Yeah,
which is a very good way to end because our time is expired.
Oh my god, yeah, it's 1 hour and 7 minutes.
Yeah. So, if you enjoyed, thank you for enjoying. Click the button that says that you've enjoyed it.
Yes.
Please and thank you.
You know what button it is.
It's the red
one. It's the red one with the SU.
I think they know.
You think so?
Okay.
Anyway. Bye. We really need to... well, I haven't stopped recording yet.
Get out of here. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Leave. You obviously, it's
over.
If you've stayed this long, go ahead and comment.
Everyone just say first. Only comment for it. No, that's bad.
No, comment something. Okay, comment Inception. Just
comment what your favorite part of Inception was, because it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah. No, I want to give them something to comment to like just be like random and just comment dice. Just dice.
Okay, dice.
Dice. If you made it this far, comment dice, and then we'll know that you've seen all of it.
Yeah.
We'll quiz you.
Or you skip to the end.
Or you skip to the end. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. See you later.
Bye-bye.